You know the experience. You design a perfect morning. Wake at 6 o'clock. Water. Workout clothes. 20 minutes of movement. Shower. Breakfast. Journal. Start work at 8. For 3 weeks, it runs. You feel like a different person. You tell yourself you have finally figured it out. Then one morning the alarm malfunctions, or the baby wakes up 3 times, or you travel for work. The routine breaks. And because the routine was the entire strategy, you have no backup. You skip the workout. You skip the journaling. The chain is broken. Within a week, the whole thing has unraveled, and you are back to where you started. Many would conclude they lack discipline. The real problem is they built a routine and called it a system. A routine is what you do. A system is why it keeps happening. When the routine is the only thing holding the behavior together, a single disruption destroys it. When a system is in place, the behavior survives. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Consistency, from fitness to flourishing. This is the first of 3 episodes on a distinction that changes how you think about consistency entirely. Most people believe they need a better routine. What they actually need is a better system. The two are not the same thing, and confusing them is why most consistency efforts fail the moment life gets messy. Last episode, I argued that the body is the cleanest metaphor you have for how to run your life. It is interdependent, consistent, and brutally honest with its feedback. Today, we extend that metaphor into the question that follows naturally from it. How do you actually build something that runs like that? The distinction between a routine and a system is important. A routine is procedural. It asks, what do I do next? It is a specific, sequential set of actions done at a specific time. Think of it as a train moving down the track. Highly efficient under perfect conditions, but stopped, maybe even catastrophically derailed by a single obstacle laying on its path. A system is architectural. It asks, why does this behavior continue to occur? It is the overarching network of rules, environments, and backups that drive a behavior regardless of friction. Think of it as a network of city streets. If one lane is blocked, you detour. The destination remains. The streets provide options. Another way to say it, routines are linear. They start at step 1 and end at step X. Systems are cybernetic. They loop continuously and self-regulate to achieve specific goals. Observe, compare against a standard, act, receive feedback, adjust, repeat. Without feedback, there is no system. There is only repetition. And repetition that cannot adapt is fragile. The body does not have a morning routine. It has a 24-hour system. Multiple overlapping subsystems, built-in redundancy, and zero dependence on mood. Your heart does not check your emotional state before deciding whether to beat. Your liver does not negotiate with the calendar about whether today counts. The systems run because the architecture demands it. The body is not trying to be consistent. It is consistent because the design makes inconsistency impossible. This is the model from the last episode applied to the question of structure. When you build a system, you are not designing a sequence of actions. You are designing an environment that makes the desired action the path of least resistance and the undesired action difficult to drift into without noticing. A proper system includes a feedback loop. This is what separates it from a habit tracker. A habit tracker tells you whether you did the thing. A system asks why the thing did or did not happen and adjusts accordingly. The loop is simple. Observe reality, compare it against your standard, act to close the gap, receive feedback from the result, adjust the approach, and repeat. This is what the body does continuously. Oxygen drops, respiration increases, blood sugar falls, hunger signals fire. The adjustment is immediate, and the loop never closes. Most people skip the feedback step entirely. They execute a routine for weeks, and then, when it breaks, they blame themselves instead of examining the design. A system treats a broken day as data, not as a moral failure. Instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" ask, "What in the design failed to account for what happened?" The first shift is not stopping at building a better routine. The routine is important, but not the final consideration. You need to continue beyond the routine. The routine question might be, what should my morning look like? The system question would be, what structure will ensure this behavior survives my worst day? Considering the routine produces a sequence. Considering the system produces resilience. The routine depends on conditions being favorable. The system accounts for conditions being unpredictable. The routine works until life gets in the way. The system works because it assumes life will get in the way and builds around that. In the next episode, we'll look at how to build a system that actually survives. The floor rule, the scope of effort, and the written protocol as an external hard drive for the part of your brain that cannot be trusted to remember. When you're ready to turn consistency from an idea into a lived experience, start your day one inside the Act Score Challenge. That's it for today. Catch you next time.